Hello and welcome to Your Gov Non-Part, Political Science and Government for Everyone. And today we'd like to talk about exit polling. With the United States federal elections coming up here in just a few weeks, exit polling is going to play a huge part in our lives, and a lot of people will be very interested in it. There's been controversy over the years as to whether exit polling was really accurate or not, and the fact of the matter is that it has been incredibly accurate, especially in the last decade. Now, exit polling is sort of confusing, the wording. You go to a voting poll to cast your ballot. As you come out of the voting poll, you may encounter a pollster who will hand you a card with a poll, a questionnaire on it. Exit polling is a questionnaire. And the questionnaire basically is, who'd you vote for? And these numbers are then sent off to a sequestered room that is locked off from all outside communications. I swear to God that people are not allowed to take any outside cell phones or communications equipment into the room. And they're fed this data that they sit there all night and analyze to determine how the race is progressing and what the outcome is. Now, the polling is done by a consortium of the 6 largest news agencies in the United States. ABC News, NBC News, CBS News, CNN, Fox News, and the Associated Press. This consortium has gotten together and formed what is called the National Election Pool. The National Election Pool contracts Edison Research Group to do the actual polling, the independent polling and data analysis. They collect the data, and the pollsters send the data to this sequestered room somewhere, and it is analyzed by analysts. By voluntary agreement, the National Election Pool and the members have agreed that they will not leak any information about the outcome of it before the polls close, all of the polls close, in a given state. Now, polls close at different times within a state and within different states and in different time zones. So until all the polls have closed in a particular state, they won't give any results of what their data analysis tells them. This is the senatorial race leader, this is the congressional race winner, or this is where the electoral college votes are going to be cast to this party. This is a voluntary agreement they have. They weren't compelled to do this by law. The National Election Pool gets this data and runs it through a series of mathematical analysis. And as the polls close, they release it back to all of the news agencies so that then it can be reported in real time, because let's face it, we don't want to wait until the actual votes are counted. That could take as much as 5 days or more, which would mean it'd be like the following Monday before we heard the results. And we're an impatient lot. We want to hear the results in real time as they happen. As the states are done voting, we want to know now. We want to sit through the evening and watch the states turn color and see what the election results are. And by the time we go to bed, we want to know who's won the presidency and who's won the senatorial race. Now, this doesn't happen across 4 time zones like many people think. This happens across 6 time zones. The United States actually lays in 6 time zones. Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific are the continental United States, but Alaska lays in another time zone farther to the west, and Hawaii one more farther to the west. So it's actually across 6 time zones that the polls are closing over this time, making it, by the time the last 7 electoral votes, say, are cast between the 3 in Alaska and the 4 in Hawaii, quite early in the following morning here where I live in the east. But this gives us an idea with incredible accuracy. Certainly within the last 10 years, the accuracy has been dead on. Now, polling has been criticized because statistics do have what's called a margin of error, a plus or minus of what the actual count will be. But they have not mispredicted what the outcome would be, certainly within the last decade. Exit polling is done just outside of the polls. There was an attempt by some states, such as Florida, to enact legislation restricting pollsters from being within 100 feet of the poll exit. That was struck down. You cannot give out literature or things like that within 100 feet or do those sorts of activities, but exit polling, just exit polling by the National Election Poll, can be done right outside the exit of the voting poll. So I hope that explains to you why we do exit polling, why it expedites things, the accuracy, why we actually enjoy exit polling, and it's sort of a national sport for us here. We'd like to thank you for taking this time to watch Your Gov Nonpart's segment on exit polling. If you have questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. You can find us on Facebook. We hope you might take time to subscribe so you can follow us. And as always, thank you for watching.